everyone. How are you guys doing today? It is inevitably a gray Sunday because there are only such things as gray Sundays, apparently. And I never noticed that until I started this live stream. So that's a bit weird. Is it gray by you? Is it only gray here on Sundays? A little bit strange. Today, I wanted to tell you about what I call PC Penhale Writer's Syndrome. This is a recurring issue for me, unfortunately, and I went through it yesterday. Since I left my full-time job, I hadn't had too much time to write. I was trying to write before then. I had written maybe a couple of pages in a notebook, on lunch times, like per week, on lunch breaks. And then I had to stop completely because my full-time job was so overwhelming. And then when I left it, I didn't have time immediately to write. I was really focused on the editing for a while, which was great. And now I'm getting back into writing, which is exciting, except for this syndrome. So we have some other people with gray drizzly weather, and we have some other people with bright and sunny. So wherever bright and sunny is, I have to go there because this is just ridiculous. So what tends to happen to me is if I don't write for a while, it's best if I can write every day, which I know is the best advice. Everyone says you should always write at least once a day, even if it's nothing stuff, even if it doesn't add to your main work. It's okay. You just need to write. So I didn't always have time for that before. I'm hoping now that I will be able to, even if I need to wake up early and write, it's not as big of a deal because I'm working from home. So I started writing again this weekend, and I was very excited because I had a day set aside yesterday. But I had this problem that always happens to me. And it's a very odd thing. It's not writer's block at all. I have ideas, and I was excited about writing the night before. But then the time comes, and I can't bring myself to actually type my ideas down, and because I was typing. And so it's sort of a mix of being afraid of writing the wrong thing and just being afraid of writing in a way. It's really weird because I want to. So that's why I think it's so strange. And so when I say PC Penhale, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the series. It's a British, it's like a dry sort of comedy. It's not 100% comedy. It is funny, but it's like a medical type of thing. And so PC Penhale I brought it up for you, episode 3 of season 3, there's this issue with him. He's a police officer, and he has agoraphobia. It comes up in this one episode. He can't leave his station, his little police station, and it is little. It's just him in the whole town. He's the only police officer, and he can't leave. So every time somebody comes to him with some kind of a problem in this episode, he keeps telling them he's too busy, and he takes out the stack of papers, even though he has nothing to do really, and telling them that he can't leave the station right now. He has too much to do. Even when they're parked right outside and they're saying, oh, well, there's this big scratch on my vehicle, somebody did it on purpose. It's right outside his station, and he just can't bring himself to leave. And that's what it feels like when this whole thing happens to me. And like I said, it's not the first time. It feels like I just can't bring myself to write whatever I want to write. So I'll distract myself with other things. And it's not a matter of me looking like I'm being distracted, because I'm not. I sit down and I'm ready to write, and then I just can't bring myself to do it. So I'll say, okay, let me go get some music that'll maybe help, because it can help me. In general, usually when I'm already writing, so I'll go get some music, and then I'll discover down the side of YouTube, I'll find something that sounds very interesting. And so yesterday I got distracted by all this Golden Age Hollywood, old movie stuff that I love. And so I got really into that, and I found this and I found that, and I was all excited. And some of them were really old bloopers that were really funny. Some of them were interesting facts. And then I thought, well, maybe because I've had this idea in my head for a while of a couple of things that I'd like to write taking place back then, between the 1920s and 50s. I have a few ideas. I thought, well, maybe now's the time to write that, since I'm feeling very inspired. And so I bring up a new Scrivener document, and I'm frozen again. Even though I'm really into that stuff right now and I'm feeling inspired, I can't write. I don't know. weird thing. Just like PC Penhale, he can't leave the station. He just can't bring himself to do it. That's how he describes it, I think. I can't bring myself to write. So I'm not sitting here saying it's like a fear or anything, but I am saying that it's a very strange thing that happens when I take too long not writing. So, oh, Amber likes Doc Martin. That's what it's called, Doc Martin. And AF Stewart is saying, the YouTube rabbit hole, I know it well. Yeah, it's a great distraction. But it was weird because I thought like, oh, am I just being like lazy or something, which I'm really not a lazy person at all. And I wasn't, because I just couldn't, like I said, it's just not being able to bring myself to actually do the writing, like put the ideas down. I can keep thinking through it. But like I said, as soon as I went to go start that new piece that I thought maybe I was more into since I was so excited, it just evaporated and all my excitement was gone. So that was weird. And I now know that this is like just an issue that happens, and I really can't like break my, yes, I do want some writing tips. Some tips that you use, Joe, that would be very, very helpful. Yesterday, what I ended up doing was putting on some music that I was comfortable with. It wasn't necessarily what usually inspires me for the Dark Victoriana collection, but it was something, it was like this jazz noir. If you look that up, it's one of those on that list that comes up on YouTube. And I really love that music. I just really enjoy it. And so I brought that up in the background because I'm used to it. It's nothing new, but it's just something that I'm comfortable with. And I brought up the document and I started just writing some things that I thought I wanted to. And then I had to get back into the habit of forcing myself not to edit myself and not to pause. I also tend to do that, pause and be like, well, what's the right word? Well, let me think about that for half an hour, you know? So I had to stop myself from self-editing, stop myself from stopping myself to think of the right word or the right phrasing or whatever. And then, you know, after, I don't know, maybe half a page of writing, I really got into it, and then I was fine. And I ended up writing, and I posted about this on Facebook and asked people for encouragement because I was feeling really like, oh my God, is this going to be my life? Like, I can't believe this is happening. But apparently it must be something that only happens when I take too long of a break from writing. So I can't do that. And I ended up writing over 3,000 words, which is a far cry from nothing and being stuck on the page, you know? Oh, that's interesting. Joe is saying, write your name over and over, type gibberish, type anything, literally anything over and over and over. Yeah, that's a really good tip. I should try that and see if that breaks. Well, hopefully I just will not stop writing in the future, but there's always those times when you get stuck. Like, let's say you're in the publication process and you're done writing and everything. Like sometimes you stop writing for a short time because you're really busy, but I guess I shouldn't do that. I guess I should just, even if it's something little, like Joe is saying, even if it's gibberish, nothing, I should just do that. And I know that in The Artist's Way is one of those books that's supposed to really help you find your creative self. That author suggests that you write morning pages, which not M-O-U-R, morning, like in the morning pages. Before you do anything, you wake up and you just write whatever comes into your mind. So Joe, maybe that's why she's saying that. I know that part of the purpose, maybe part of the purpose is to just write. And part of the purpose, I think she said, is to, I haven't read the book, but based on what other people say, is to just get out like the junk cluttering your mind. So maybe that happens too. Maybe I get too much like, I don't know, stuck in my mind that I can't bring myself to write. AF Stewart is saying, yeah, it's hard for me to get back in a rhythm when I take a break from writing. Okay, so it's not just me then. I feel good about that. I don't want you to suffer, AF. But at the same time, I do tend to want to know that I'm not the only person with this issue. And she's also saying, I find writing poetry helps me get my mojo back in gear. That's a good idea. I really like writing haikus. So I might like try that. Also, I might do like the gibberish thing and then maybe write some kind of a haiku that could be helpful since it's something that I like, and then maybe just get into it. That would be good. And probably not stopping writing, and just, even if I'm working on something like on the side, that's no big deal. Just do it. So I can keep going even when I'm in the middle of like the publication process and the formatting process, of course. That's always fun. Joe is also saying, it's like entering a swimming pool. You know it's cold. Your body tells you it's cold. But when you go against it and jump right in, you get hit with that initial shock. Then you realize you're swimming because you have to. That's a really, really good comparison. That is exactly what it feels like. And I remember that feeling when I was younger, particularly. I wouldn't want to go in if it was too cold. And it was exactly what you said. I'd just stand there and be like, I don't want to. I'm afraid. What am I afraid of? It's going to be cold. So what? But yeah, you do have to just rip the Band-Aid off. You have to just jump in. So that's kind of what happened to me yesterday. I had to just like jump in. And now this morning I wrote over 1,000 words too. So I have to say thank you to anyone here who was on Facebook and who encouraged me. And just you guys are, here on YouTube watching me all the time. And I really appreciate that too. It's a big encouragement for me in general. So thank you to everyone for being here for me. And Amber is saying, yeah, sometimes it's a matter of clearing out the cobwebs. Other times I just have so darn many ideas that they stop me from doing anything. Yeah, I can understand that. And you have to like pick one to focus on. And then sometimes when you're trying to focus on that, you're excited about something else. Yeah, that one's also a matter of saying, okay, I'm going to work on this right now, but I'm not throwing that one away, and being able to like write those notes down when you feel like it. But I know it can be frustrating at times when you're really into multiple projects or you have so much inspiration for many things. That is really tough to do, actually. I have the same problem. So in that case, usually what I do is I pick one thing that I feel is really the thing that I want to publish. So I choose what I want to publish, and that's the thing that I work on heavily. And then the other stuff, I'll write down whatever when it comes to me. Like I'll take notes, but not be picky about it and just write down whatever. Or even if I feel inspired to write a whole scene, I'll just write it, but I won't be picky about it, like I said. And that can really help a lot. Yeah, Joe's agreeing that one is a rough one. It drives him nuts. Yeah, God, isn't it funny, like the amount of difficulties there can be in writing? It just doesn't seem like something that there would be so many problems with. There are so many writers out there that just say, write, just write. That's all you have to do. Just write and then fix it after. But there are so many stumbling blocks along the way that can happen that just keep you from doing that. It just doesn't seem like when you are like in college or in high school or something, and you're learning about all these amazing writers, and you look at them, you never see examples of them struggling. You just read their final work and you're like, oh, they've written 100 pieces, or they've written 6 novels or something, or 20 novels, who knows? And you think automatically that this was easy for them. But, once you get into writing, you see that it's not so easy. And if you really look up these different writers, you can actually find how much they struggled. It's usually not so easy for anyone. So I wanted to tell you guys about that, just in case anyone else has this problem, just in case anyone should stumble across this video and be like, oh, I am also having a similar issue, and I thought I was the only one too. I haven't particularly seen anyone speak about this specific thing on YouTube. I've seen a ton of writer's block and stuff like that, but not this like totally frozen, not because of a lack of ideas, but just can't bring yourself to type what you want to type. It's very frustrating. You get kind of like mad at yourself too. Like, why can't I do this? Just come on. It's not that hard. But yeah, okay. Thank you guys so much for supporting me with this. I have been thinking, Joe is actually doing a couple of things. I believe tonight, correct me if I'm wrong, at 8 p.m. Eastern time, Joe is going to be on Spilling Ink. And I believe he said he's going to be on with Amanda Mabry. So if you guys want to check that out, I'm going to be there, or I'm going to try to be there. I should be able to be there at some point anyway. So I'm excited about that. And then he's going to do his usual 10 p.m. live stream. Not sure if I'll be there for that one, but I will really try to be there for the 8 p.m. one. And the thing I was thinking, it was last night. I missed it. Okay, I'm going to have to check it out afterwards. I really thought it was today. He's also saying another thing I do is message someone I know who is prolific author, and then we can talk about whatever, and all of a sudden we are talking shop. I could see where that would sort of loosen it up for you. You're like inspired, and that person might be sharing their tips or anything. And once you get into talking about writing, that can help you just start writing. I know that feeling. So anyway, I was wrong about the night of the Spilling Ink thing. You can check it out now. It's already up, and it was done live yesterday. So I will definitely be checking that out. I was thinking about moving these kinds of things onto Facebook. YouTube is just such a difficult place nowadays. I enjoy doing these. But I feel like I keep wanting to put out these videos, and I feel like they like some people see them. You guys are awesome that come and watch, but I do feel, I know for a fact actually that YouTube doesn't suggest my videos anymore. They don't suggest a lot of people's videos. And so I'll get a certain amount of views. But I don't feel like if I wanted to make an announcement, I'm going to have a couple announcements coming up soon. I don't feel like many people are going to see it. So I'm thinking of just putting those things up on Facebook instead, because those videos seem to be seen a lot more. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Are you on Facebook? Or would you want to watch things on Facebook instead? Is that more like convenient for you? A lot of people are moving away from YouTube, I know, because they have been really messing with people left and right. And I've asked some people who watch my videos all the time whether they see me down the side, like suggested for them. And they tell me that I'm not, even though they watch all of my videos. So that doesn't really make any sense. And whenever a new video goes up, you have to just hope that YouTube is going to let you guys know. But with Facebook, they do a better job with letting people know. And I just see a lot more views for everyone. So I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about. Maybe I should just make those announcement videos and put them in both places. It's probably the safest way to go. Amber is saying, I'll watch wherever. I watch different people on different platforms, but I do know YouTube is screwing a lot of people more and more. Yeah. And Joe is saying it's the new algorithm. Yeah. It's really painful. I saw a video last night of this girl who had 600,000 subscribers until YouTube just decided to randomly stop suggesting her videos, stop putting notifications of her videos out, even when people hit the notification bell. Joe is saying you have to push the notification. Do you mean like push the notification bell, or is there something else? AF Stewart is saying, I like the live Facebook stuff. I'm there more and they pop up on my feed. Yeah, I'm finding more people seem to find, even like a teaser video I put up the other day got far more views there than it would have gotten on my channel, which is really annoying, honestly. It's just, you want to get the word out about what you're saying, so it doesn't help that. So anyway, what I wanted to say is that girl with 600 subscribers, YouTube didn't bother telling her anything that had happened. She kept writing to them and being like, what are you going to do to fix this? And they kept saying, there's nothing we can do. We don't know what's going on. Too bad. Good luck. And she happened to find someone there. It's like her views just tanked. Like nobody was being notified and all that. So she happened to meet someone who worked for YouTube or something like that. And she asked them and they brought up her channel. And they said that it just seemed to be some major glitch, but there was nothing they could do to fix it. And so she said, like, okay, well, should I be opening a new channel? And he said, literally, this is what he said, only if it makes you sad to look at your channel with so few views. Ouch, what an answer. So they really just don't seem to care. And I find that sad. I don't think Facebook is some very compassionate place or anything, but I do feel like somehow those videos seem to get seen more. So, you know, I just have been wanting to make a number of videos that I want to put up. And then I feel really discouraged because I know almost no one's going to see them. And if you look back on my channel, you can see that my channel used to get more views. And sure, there are videos that don't have as many views in their channel, videos that have a lot more views, but just consistently, it's been pretty low. So I know, like with Facebook Live, more people they seem to attend, but they also just seem to catch that video afterwards more. I don't know what it is. So, yeah, Amber, it is really cold of YouTube. I don't know why they're being this way, but it really discourages anyone new from bothering. You know, you have like those major YouTubers who are like 6 million followers and they are fine, or, well, they're not fine. They've had issues too, but they're better off. And then people like me aren't going to bother because it's just sort of like they're not bothering to suggest me. They don't care if my channel grows or not. So, Amber is saying they need some stiff competition to make them care, or at least pretend to. Yeah, I agree with that. And it's really tough because this is the platform, so everyone wants to be on it still because it's where most people go. But if Facebook is a better place, maybe they'll end up outdoing YouTube at some point, especially because I've noticed that they have ads now on their videos for some people. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see where it goes. I think for now, when I do make a regular video, I will put it in both places. And we'll see how it does, maybe in both places. See how many people catch these videos that I put up in each place. But for now, anyway, thank you guys so much for coming and for listening to my mini rant and my frustrations with YouTube. And I'll let you guys know if I make any major decisions, like to just head over to Facebook and not do this anymore. But you know, for now, I'll just do both places and see what happens. And I'll let you guys know what happens too, because it's kind of interesting. And I know a lot of you have YouTube channels as well, so it might help you out. Anyway, thanks for listening. And if you have any tips for other people who might watch this video about being frozen in your writing and just being like afraid to type or something, let me know down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And as always, thanks for spending time with me.